Well, this little gem was gifted to us a couple of years ago from a client that we were doing some work for. It originally had belonged to her father, who carried it around in his little camper van as he went fishing in the wilds of wherever. His mother or his wife had actually made that little cover for it, and included in it was a pocket with the 12-volt cable for it for hooking up 12-volt DC to whatever, and a spare spark plug. But anyway, it'd been sitting around, I'd had it sitting in a corner for a couple of years since she gave it to me, and she'd had it in her garage for at least 10 years since he passed away. So this is how I got it running, and just follow along. It had also had a nifty little tool underneath it that just clipped in that included a screwdriver, Phillips and slot, and a little hex wrench that you manipulated to take every bolt out of this thing. It's really quite amazing. The only thing I really had to get out of my toolbox was a pair of needle nose pliers in order to take out a C-clip. So anyway, here we go. So I have the shrouds off of it. That's as far as I got last night. Anyway, this thing has not been started in probably 15 years. So I took the gas tank off of it and I cleaned that all out. And I've got that sitting in the back. So I'm going to try first just to take some carb cleaner through the idle mixture screw, take that screw out there, blow it out. It has a little, see that little thumb turn over here, right there? That you open that up and to clean the bowl out. I'll tell you what, this thing is heavy. Honda engineering, even back then. I'm not sure how old this thing is, but it's a beast. It is 600 watts. It has a DC function and an AC function, and a means to adjust the frequency. And he really liked his. So we'll check the oil. Sooner than later I'm going to change the oil on it, but let me see if we can get this thing cleaned out and gassed up and see if we can get it to start. That would be nice. Back in a bit. So I put the Honda together, all the bolts tightened, everything ready to roll. So let's test its output and see if it starts. Be bad if it didn't. Anyway, just a sec. Okay, this little generator came with a 12-volt cord, so when you're on DC, you just plug that in like this, and this goes on to charge a battery. Is what the owner's manual said that it's used for, strictly charging batteries. The output on it is dependent on RPM, and I've set the, let me show you. Let's pull that up and see if it'll run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it. You heard it start a little while ago, didn't you?
I told you the minute you get it on camera, it's not going to start.
Is it out of gas? Well, there it goes. Smokes a little, but I haven't adjusted anything on it. A little bit of seafoam, a little bit of gas, carb cleaner. Okay, let's get it started. There we go. Single pole when it has gas. Let's check the voltage. I did get the voltage down by adjusting the idle screw on it to a range of around 117 to 122 volts AC. When I switched it over to DC to check the DC voltage, I was running about 17 volts at that same RPM, which is more than adequate to charge a battery up. Though leaving it on a battery without a charge controller isn't a real good idea, so you need to watch what you're doing when you try to charge a battery with these things. But it will work. I'm not sure if I could run it through a charge controller. I'm sure you could make a charge controller circuit for it. I'll have to investigate that. It'd be an interesting little project. But it works well. I'm real pleased with it. Again, the procedure that we used, not that I like to repeat myself, but I like to repeat myself, was that I cleaned the gas tank out of it. Old gas, 10-year-old gas, nothing like it. It smells wonderful. Anyway, cleaned it all out, got the tank sparkling clean, then went back into it and just sprayed the carburetor cleaner through the carburetor with the bowl nut open so that it would go through it. My guess is that the old guy takes pretty good care of his stuff, and he ran that thing bone dry on it on the last one, because I don't believe there was any bad gas in that carburetor, which really helped. Had there been bad, it'd been all varnished up, and I would have been taking that carburetor out and fixing it. So worked well.